When I think about what REAL is, I go back to we are not defined by trauma as Indigenous people. Far too long has that been part of our identity, forced upon us through a colonizing lens. And instead, when I think about REAL, it's about reclaiming our Indigenous ancestral notions of love and well-being that have protected us throughout colonization until today and wrapped us in an ability to heal, which is just as valid as trauma is in terms of its effect on our health and well-being. However, through this Western scientific lens, we don't give space for us to talk about that love or to even see ourselves as these loving individuals that have persisted and resisted and continue our culture and our ways of being today. So when I think about our REAL conference, I think about providing the space for us to recognize that ancestral love and for us to be able to recognize how that love has protected us from the trauma, how that love has guided our ancestral stories of healing and well-being into today, and how we can pass that love and those stories on to the next generation so that they can continue to thrive, they can continue to be, and most importantly, they can continue to identify themselves based in a foundation of love instead of trauma. So when you come to the REAL conference, you will be in a very unique place in which we will have global Indigenous experts, scientists, world-renowned, gathering together to share the wisdom, lessons learned from their research with the community. You will be in a place in which we'll have innovative methodologies being discussed, a place in which not only is the research being conducted in partnership with Indigenous communities, but led by Indigenous researchers. And I think that really sets us apart from other conferences. There will be space for Indigenous people to discuss, to lead, to interact, and then for non-Indigenous allies too to come together to learn from them. Another element of this conference that's very unique is that we will be having creative space so that we're not defining research as just research being done in a very Western notion, but instead we're bringing in the arts, we're bringing in the food, we're bringing in those elements that are important to Indigenous communities in which we can share and storytell in the ways that we see are culturally appropriate and very meaningful for communities as well. Halito, Michelle Johnson-Jennings, I'm Michelle Johnson-Jennings. I am from the Indigenous Wellness Research Institute and a member of the INIHKD Planning Committee. We are also serving as the hosts for this beautiful event and would like to say a huge ayakponchi, which in my tribal language means welcome to the place in which we'll be laughing or be healing together. And so really looking forward to seeing each of you at the conference.